Tonight, members of the presidential family packed into a courtroom to show support for Hunter Biden as a jury deliberates his fate in his federal criminal case in Delaware.
The room was literally overflowing with Bidens. At one point, security had to make room for additional members of the Biden family. The First Lady, who happens to be the defendant's mother, sisters, cousins. Throughout this trial, a family affair.
Except for the president, the Bidens have been in and out of court for the last 2 weeks, as Hunter Biden faced 3 felony charges tied to the purchase of a Colt revolver while allegedly using narcotics in October 2018. He is accused of making 2 false statements and filling out the paperwork to purchase the gun, certifying he was not using or addicted to any controlled substance during the time when prosecutors claim he was addicted to crack cocaine.
We've literally never seen anything like this. During a president's time in office, to have his own child standing trial in federal court in Wilmington, Delaware, the seat of power of the Biden family for so many decades, all of it happening right after the unprecedented conviction of a former president. This summer of trials has provided just first after first after first.
In France last week, President Biden told ABC's David Muir he would not pardon his son if he was found guilty.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
If convicted, Hunter Biden could face up to 25 years in prison, though experts say he would most likely not serve any time.
For a first-time offender without any kind of previous criminal record and without actual victims in this case, much more likely that we're talking about a probation record. But a conviction is a conviction, and it's a serious thing.
For years, the president's son has been open about his fight with drug addiction.
I've made mistakes in my life and wasted opportunities and privileges I was afforded. For that, I'm responsible.
For the last several years, Hunter has been in the headlines for various scandals, ranging from paternity claims and child support to testifying about his father in a closed-door GOP impeachment inquiry.
Are you planning to testify publicly as well?
In his own trial, the 54-year-old never took the witness stand, but his words were used in court nonetheless. Prosecutor Leo Wise pulling excerpts from Hunter's 2021 memoir, Beautiful Things, to argue he admitted himself he was using drugs, playing snippets like,
I wandered into the hotel nightclub and drank some more. Monte Carlo provides a temptation for any taste. When I went to the restroom, someone offered me cocaine. I took it.
This was an intricate portrait that prosecutors painted of a particular period in the life of a self-admitted addict. It was just a gripping but somewhat sad moment to see all of this exposed as publicly as it was.
An expert witness for the government testified that the brown leather pouch that contained Hunter's gun tested positive for cocaine. The prosecution calling ex-girlfriend Hallie Biden, once married to Hunter's deceased brother Beau. She recounted that she found the gun 11 days after it was purchased while cleaning out Hunter's truck, along with remnants of crack cocaine and other drug paraphernalia. I panicked. I wanted to get rid of them, she told the jury, fearing he may commit suicide. Prosecutors then played this video for the jury, showing Hallie at a local supermarket tossing Hunter's gun away. Just 20 minutes later, a local man retrieves it while looking for recyclables, bringing it home, and later turning it over to police.
There's a world where this never becomes a case at all, if not for the discarding of the gun. If this had just been something that was locked away, it's easy to imagine that this never comes to the attention of prosecutors at all.
The day after Hunter purchased the gun, he texted Hallie that he was waiting for a drug dealer, which he testified meant he was buying crack cocaine. The prosecution called Hunter's ex-wife, Kathleen Buell, to the witness stand. The two were married for 25 years until 2017. Buell testified she first learned of his crack addiction in 2015, saying, I found a crack pipe in an ashtray on the side porch of our home. Prosecutors also put Zoe Castan on the stand, his former girlfriend and exotic dancer he met at a strip club in New York. Castan testified she saw Hunter smoking crack just 3 weeks before he bought the .38 Special revolver, and said he'd smoke every 20 minutes or so. But on cross-examination, Castan admitted she lost contact with Hunter days later and had no idea what Hunter was doing at the time he applied to purchase the gun. The defense argued Hunter was abusing alcohol at that time, not drugs, and that the form he had to fill out is confusing, so their client did not knowingly lie.
The defense argument is basically that no one can know whether Hunter Biden was at that moment actually addicted to drugs, and that the actual definition of what addiction is something that's somewhat malleable.
The defense called family members like Hunter's daughter Naomi to the stand. A lawyer herself, Naomi told jurors her dad seemed great. He seemed hopeful when she saw him a week after he bought the gun. But on cross-examination, prosecutor Leo Wise confronted Naomi with text messages she sent to her dad 6 days after he bought the gun. "I'm really sorry, Dad. I can't take this. I just miss you so much. I just want to hang out with you." Hunter texted back, "I'm sorry I've been so unreachable. It's not fair to you."
Really extraordinary to have prosecutors trying to use someone's own daughter against them. And the fact that prosecutors tried to use so many people with the last name Biden to provide testimony against Hunter Biden just added to the extraordinary nature of this trial.
The Biden family has faced many tragedies. In 1972, when he was just 2 years old, Hunter's mother, Niela, and sister Naomi died in a car crash.
Mrs. Nelia Biden, the wife of U.S. Senator-elect Joseph Biden of Delaware, was killed today in a two-car crash near Hockessin, Delaware. A young girl also died in the accident.
His brother Bo and he survived the accident. And in 2015, Bo, the former Attorney General of Delaware, tragically died of brain cancer at 46.
Worst thing that ever could have happened to me happened when Bo died. I got up and I'm standing here, I'm living my life. And I'm doing it in a way that I want to make my kids proud. I want to make my family proud.
Today, Hunter is married to South African filmmaker Melissa Cohen Biden. They wed less than a week after meeting. Melissa by his side throughout the entire trial in Delaware. Hunter Biden is also facing a trial set for September on felony charges alleging he failed to pay at least $1.4 million in taxes.
It certainly isn't good to have your son on trial like this. This is ugly. It kind of muddies the water politically. But in terms of what this is about, Hunter Biden is not running for office. His dad is. And his dad really was not part of the extraordinary family drama that played out in court over the last couple of weeks.